Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You guys sent in some really interesting stuff on retinitis pigmentosa,
Yeah, RP.
RP,
Mhm.
and I think this is going to be a fascinating one.
Definitely.
There's so much to unpack here. But maybe for some of our listeners who maybe haven't heard of this before, what exactly is RP?
Well, RP is actually a group of eye diseases.
Right.
They're inherited and they're pretty rare.
Uh-huh.
And basically what happens is the cells in your retina,
Okay.
the ones that detect light,
Yeah.
they break down.
So it's not like you just wake up one morning and boom, everything's gone.
Exactly. It's a
Right.
gradual thing.
Okay.
It's progressive, so you lose your vision over time.
Got it. One of the sources you sent in, it really focused on how this affects people day to day,
Yeah.
their quality of life. Can you kind of expand on that a bit?
Imagine, like, you're trying to recognize someone's face and you can't.
Oh, wow.
Or you're walking down a busy street and it's hard to see where you're going.
Yeah.
Even just like reading a book. Those are all things that people with RP have to deal with.
It must be incredibly tough to adapt to that.
It is. And, you know, it affects every part of your life.
Right, from going to work to even just getting dressed in the morning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It can make even the simplest things really difficult.
So I know there's no cure right now,
Right.
but your research mentioned treatments
Yeah.
to at least kind of help slow things down. What are those?
Well, a lot of what's available now focuses on managing the symptoms
Yeah.
and slowing down how fast the vision loss happens.
So it's kind of like buying time.
Yeah, you could think of it that way.
Okay.
So there are things like low vision aids,
Okay.
like magnifiers and special glasses.
Oh, so that they can at least use what vision they have.
Exactly. Maximize what they've got.
Make the most of it.
Then there's gene therapy, which is a really interesting area.
I was going to say, gene therapy, that's got to be cutting edge.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Scientists are literally trying to correct the genes that cause RP, and some of those therapies are already showing some promise in trials.
That's amazing. It's incredible how quickly things are moving in this field.
It really is.
Now, speaking of promising things, your research also touched on fasting and stem cell therapy. Those two really jumped out at me.
Yeah, they're both super interesting areas.
They are. So tell me about those.
Well, fasting is fascinating. Some studies show it might actually protect those light-detecting cells.
Really?
Yeah. Seems like it could activate pathways that basically shield the cells from damage.
So, like, put a force field around them?
Kind of, yeah.
Wild.
It's like putting them in defense mode.
Okay.
But of course, we need more research on this, especially in humans.
Right. Always got to be careful with that.
Definitely. We need to confirm the benefits and figure out the risks.
Right. Because there are always risks with things like fasting.
There are, especially if you do it for too long.
Okay.
Then there's stem cells. The whole idea there is to replace the damaged cells in the retina with healthy ones and hopefully restore vision.
Wow. So stem cells like regrowing what's been lost.
Exactly. It's like hitting the reset button in a way.
That is incredible.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
So would you say there's a lot of hope on the horizon for people with RP?
I'd say that's a pretty fair assessment. We've got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But the research is definitely looking good. The more we learn about RP, the closer we get to finding treatments that really work, and maybe even a cure eventually.
That's what we like to hear. Well, this has been another great deep dive. Thanks for walking us through all of that.
It's been my pleasure.
For everyone listening at home, if you want to learn more about anything we talked about today, some good search terms would be retinitis pigmentosa treatments, fasting and RP, and stem cell therapy for eye diseases.
And don't forget the ethical implications. That's a whole other discussion.
Oh, that's a good point. Always important to think about those things.
It is. Technology is moving fast, and we need to make sure we're using it responsibly.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.